I put my camera on my side because I am also recording on my laptop's front camera for some reason. And I also think that this side view would give a somehow transparent and a more genuine side of me because you can clearly see my movements and all. But man, it's been a while. It's been years since I uploaded a video on this channel. I've been so busy with college, and 2022 has been my roughest year so far, but I'm not going to dwell about that. Today, I'm going to be talking about a famous astrological, or should I say astronomical phenomenon, which apparently affects all of us. That is Mercury retrograde. So, Mercury is in an apparent retrograde motion, and it just ended this January 18. And while this astrological, or should I say astronomical phenomenon, has been a hit to most people because of its bad omen, here are my takes on this. Mercury retrograde has been usually associated with bad luck. And during this phenomenon, I guess it's already a part of our culture, or it's something about being human that we start to blame our mishaps and screw ups to something that we do not really understand and treat it as a bad omen. Sometimes we do not want to take responsibility, and that is a real human emotion and a real human need for people to reach for things outside of their bubble to bring some kind of meaning out of their misfortunes. Aside from my course, which is chemical engineering, I've been personally studying astronomy over the years. I know it's far from what I'm really taking up in college, but from all the stresses and pressures I get from studying engineering, astronomy is like a comfort subject for me to learn about, and it's what I lean on to whenever I have the urge to learn something outside of engineering. And as a student engineer and an astronomy enthusiast, I am duty bound and obligated to share what the objective truths are during these kinds of phenomena. And I wanted to say that Mercury in retrograde is not real. A planet does not physically start moving backwards in its orbit after moving in one direction for some time. Mercury retrograde is an astronomical apparent illusion because of Earth and Mercury's relative speeds around the Sun. Mercury appears to be going back because it revolves around the Sun much faster than we are. The backward movement is an illusion. So think about this. If you're inside a moving train and there is another train beside you that is much slower, the train alongside you appears to be moving backward, but in reality, it is just moving slowly than you are. In the realm of astrology, Mercury retrograde is only considered as bad luck because it originates from the fact that Mercury, or the Greek god Hermes, is the god of communication. He served as the messenger for all the other gods. And when the planet retrogrades, those who are inclined in astrology expect a misunderstanding when it comes to communication and disagreements in relationships. But as Shakespeare always said, the fault is not in our stars, but in ourselves. The world, or the universe rather, does not care about us. A thing that I like about astronomy is that it keeps me in my place. It always tells me that the universe doesn't care about me. And while that seems depressing and negative to some people, especially for an essentialist, existentialist, or those who take an optimistic and enthusiastic view about life, as a nihilist, such as myself, uh, it's a perfect ground of foundation for people who lives in the lens of nihilism. It teaches me that I'm a speck of dust and a mere thinking part of the universe that will eventually die, and there is nothing wrong about that. I understand that there is a human need to find meaning and a reason for our misfortunes, to provide ourselves comfort and to persuade ourselves for motivation, and I respect that. But what I mean is, by my own perspective and belief, is that my life doesn't depend on the universe. My life doesn't depend on any astrological being or phenomena. It doesn't depend on any constellation or zodiac. And it doesn't depend on whether or not the Mercury is on retrograde or prograde. But that's just for me.